Hi guys, and welcome to Freckle Finance. Today's video is on 5 budget breakfasts. I made a previous video on 5 budget dinners and it was quite well received, so I wanted to do one on breakfast. I do want to point out that although I am not vegetarian or vegan, I very rarely eat meat at breakfast, so these are options that I would eat, and so they're all either vegetarian and some of them are vegan or very easy vegan options. So the first one, and I have been making this every single week, I absolutely love it. It is overnight oats. Basically, there's tons and tons of variations of recipes and I have been making all sorts of types, but basically it's oats. You can put like almond milk or regular milk. You can sometimes put yogurt, berries. You can add chia seeds, although I think chia seeds would kind of possibly take it out of the budget portion because they're a bit expensive, but kind of any variety of those types of items. But one thing that's also really budget that I think adds a lot of flavor is adding peanut butter into it. Basically, any of those combinations will make overnight oats. You just put them in your fridge. It's great for when you have time at night to make your breakfast, prepare your breakfast, but you don't have a lot of time to make it in the morning. And oats are very cheap to purchase, and as well, you can often find berries very cheap frozen, or depending on whether they're in season, you can sometimes find them fresh. But there's no issues. I've had absolutely no issues using frozen berries because it is soaking overnight anyways, and so it'll just absorb the water as it melts in your fridge. The second budget meal is fried egg on toast. Now you can just literally fry an egg. I personally use a nonstick and I don't use butter or oil or anything, and it works out fine. I like to leave the yolk. That's up to you, but then you don't have to add other ingredients if you leave the yolk runny. And I just put it on 2 pieces of toast and eat it like a sandwich. I sometimes add avocado to it. I would say that if you're vegan, just the toast and avocado is a great option as well. However, whether an avocado is budget friendly or not will depend a lot on your location and the time of the year. Eggs and bread is usually always cheap though. So the third budget breakfast is scrambled egg with vegetables, and that's literally just take whatever vegetables you have in your fridge, especially if you have leftovers. This makes it incredibly cheap, and fry up the vegetables and then separately scramble the eggs, otherwise it gets a really kind of disgusting texture and it's just kind of weird. And then just combine the two together. You have to add seasoning usually to get it to be flavorful. You can add anything you want. You can add ketchup if you want, a little bit of cheese, or just herbs and spices to it. But that's the basic of the scrambled eggs and vegetable. And there's also, if you really like Indian food, there are some curried vegetable things. I think it's supposed to be a dinner meal, but I eat it for breakfast because it's egg based. So that's just how I roll. The fourth budget meal is just a fruit salad. Now, obviously, I can't tell you which fruits to put in. Once again, it depends on the season and what's available in your area and cheap, but just cut up some fruit, put it together. I'm trying to make all these recipes also healthy, so I know that there was probably some cheaper things, but fruit is good for you. Fruit is great for you in the morning, and it's also a vegan option. You can choose to add sugar or not. I personally think it's fine without sugar. As well, if you want to add a little bit more flavor, just a little tiny bit of vanilla extract, if you had some, will just give it a little bit of oomph without adding too much calories or anything like that. And the fifth option, it's similar to kind of the scrambled egg and veg option, but it is different in flavor, and that would be like a baked egg with vegetables. And I do have a link for a recipe down below for spinach and tomato version. And what's great about this is it has like a really pretty presentation, but spinach you can buy frozen, and it's very cheap to buy frozen. You don't have to worry about it. And tomatoes, generally pretty cheap as well. You could purchase a canned version if that was cheaper. So really a great cheap budget meal. This recipe does have cream in it. Generally, I think swapping out cream, like taking out cream, or you could add milk or just completely take it out. Don't buy cream just for a small little recipe like this. It doesn't call for that much. So, and you can always do this with recipes when you're looking at them. Does it have cream? Is it really worth it to spend? Cream's pretty expensive here. I'm gonna say like $3 on a thing of cream just for one meal, and then it's gonna go bad. So that concludes my 5 budget breakfasts. If you aren't subscribed to me already, make sure you click the button below. You can also like me on Facebook. I have content on there that is not on my YouTube channel. And no matter what your financial situation is, make sure you have a great day. Bye.